think with a country like ours, everyone's got to turn up to play and have a good game, and everything's just got to line up perfectly. And I think had a decent start, but just, I think we were our own our worst enemies. Just putting ourselves in bad positions to just not complete sets and things like that. I think they were there to play. I think our boys were there to play. I mean, it's been an emotional week, roller coaster up and down from last week, obviously, and that's been the hardest part, to try and get them back up for this game. And I knew it was going to be tough, and that's why I just felt that everyone had to be on their game tonight to get some sort of result that favoured our way.
New Zealand aren't that much better than England.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I've got my own opinion on who I think is probably going to win the match between them next week. But they played pretty good tonight. We were off our game, and they were pretty sharp.
Adrian, they got you into a sideways game tonight. They got you running sideways.
Yeah, mate, I was pretty disappointed with the 10 metres. Really, really disappointed, mate. I can't stress that enough. And I sent a couple of messages out to try and get that fixed. I just felt that we were catching the ball, and they were hitting us straight up. And where I was sitting from, I just felt that was the big part of the whole game. I thought that was the most disappointing part on my behalf, was the 10 metre, the way that he held that. Look, I think with our side, we got up for last week against England, and the roller coaster was to come back down to try and get back up for it. But we got Australia again now, so we play them back up in Townsville, and it only gets harder for us. So we've got to try and build the boys back up. There's a great bond between the boys, and that can't be questionable. And I think we've just got to get back to the mateship, and as much as it is, I think we just. We had some players that weren't playing at their best tonight. The positive to take out of the game is that we're playing against next week. I just want our boys to compete. I think it's obviously when you're setting goals against teams like this and this whole pool, really, you've got to watch out how you set it. And I think the big from this week to next week, it'll just be that I just want everyone to play at their best, mate, and that's all I can ask from at the moment. Like I said, they've been professional through this whole thing, and they can't be questioned. They've been unbelievable, to be honest with you. And I just want them to go out there and play for each other. We don't have enough time to fix up what we did the first week to this week to next week. It's too hard to do that. It's just got to hold on to what works and the mateship that is within the side. We'll just take on Australia now next week. It's a pretty tough ask. It's probably the hardest thing to get the players. But I've got to find a belief there and find an angle to go to head our preparation into. And obviously you go into every game thinking you're a chance to win, and it's always tough in these ones. But we'll find an angle there, mate, to work on and give ourselves a chance. And you may not see that in the results over the next 12 or last 2 or 3 years, but the development of the country has been incredible over the last 12 months especially, and the senior players will say that. And I think it's hard. I mean, we haven't played New Zealand since '98, I think it is. So that's 10 years ago. So there's a flaw there in the international rugby league. There's something there that, come on, let's get back to giving something back to the Pacific countries or the whole world rugby league. If we want to get fair income here, let's start getting more games on so that we can improve as a country. We're heading in the right direction, that's for sure. Our infrastructures back in Papua New Guinea are getting better. We've got probably the largest growing schoolboys in the world, so we've got the junior base there. Got to get more matches more often, and the World Cup's been great for us because it's given us some exposure. Whilst the pool's been hard, we've certainly got a lot of positives out of it, especially England. I think we've won a lot of fans' hearts, and that's all we've set as a goal from the start, was just to give ourselves a chance to win in that first game. And the second one, obviously it didn't happen tonight, but I think the world knows that rugby league is present in Papua New Guinea and getting better. Promised to the players last year and this year, and I said that I'll help out as much as I can to try and change the. A big thing for us in this World Cup was trying to get a lot of respect back from the world of rugby league, the supporters especially, and teams. And I know we were disappointing tonight, but I just feel that there is a lack of respect there, and maybe because we don't play enough, we don't cause enough upsets, we don't win enough of the big games in the top three. But I think if we had played any other team in the competition over this World Cup or country, I think we probably would have finish in 4th spot. That's what I think, you know, and that's being honest. But it's a commitment that, you know, I'm hopefully got a meeting with the 2 government prime ministers in the next week and a half, and hopefully something positive can come from that and really get behind even this push towards the NRL for Papua New Guinea or the State League for starters.
Sure.